Well, aloha there, boys and girls. It's the greatest here of all time, sports fan traveler. The sun has come out because I just got here. And where am I just gotten here? I'm on the Cayman Islands. Do not despair. This is my real hair. And my face, I don't know if it's dark to you. I've looked in the mirror. I must admit it's a bit of a disgrace. I kind of like dry skin, but now the sun's going away. That's how it was when I got here. It's been kind of overcast. It's about an hour away from sunset time. We're going to have one. We just arrived in the Cayman Islands. This is the national Go Americans. That would be soccer. But wait for it. They also do athletics here. Americans, we call that track and field. What you can see here is a young lady. She's about to run. She's doing her force. No, she's running. Why is she practicing? Because that's how you get better. But the other reason is there's an event in the Caribbean. I'm going to mispronounce it, but I'm going to try to spell it. I never said I was the smartest. Carita. I think it's Carifta. I never said it. 3 high schools, 5 years, 3 colleges, 3 years. But how many cats you mean? Seen sports on 8 different countries and nobody got the dream. So here's the thing. I'm practicing because I believe next month or so, there's this tournament all the territories and countries in the Caribbean that will participate. As far as stadiums go, okay, we'll look around here. It's a stadium. There's no unique features. You don't see the water, you don't see the sea. Now behind me, I just came from walking to a gym called the John Gray Gymnasium. And this gym has hosted college teams during Thanksgiving holiday called the Cayman's Classic. It's just a gym. I walked in there, honestly, it was about as plain as Jane as they can be. And the nets weren't even up, so I didn't even bother taking a picture. Because I want quality things. Quality. It's a high school, actually, behind me. The high school, the exterior of the high school, it looks like an American high school that's modern. And the gym, it's just a gym, man. There was just no interior quality. Here, at least you're outside. I don't even shades now in summer. So this is a very short trip to the Cayman. I saw their football team on the 20 team play 2 days ago in Curacao. Why is it a short trip? I can get past Haiti. They're going on Friday and Saturday. Yes, they got some their second time first since 1970 something. Cayman Islands, yeah, they can be not have a problem ever in the future. And that's not a knock on the Caymans, it's Curacao problem. Curacao got a lot of people, and it's from the beach, and it's hot. And the news from America, taking his residency. So let me show you around, boys and girls. Boys and girls, the square box I was pointing over to moments ago to the left, that's the gym. It's called the John Gray High School Gymnasium. That's where they have the Cayman's Classic. Actually, that's where the league here in the Caymans, like the local league, they play a lot of their matches, if not all of their matches. And that's according to my sources. You know, you travel as much as I do, trust me. But I like to you. Now here is the national Go State, and as you can see, obviously, when they have events here, or they're talking about practice. Try it out. Obviously, right. I think this is like the end of the practice. Pretty cash. I had one dude practicing the high jump over there. It looks like he is DONing done. I actually was lucky because I was supposed to take a later flight here because I had to fly from Curacao to Miami, separate airline, wait in Miami, so I want to have a nice buffer. So it is currently only like 5:42 boogaloo, and I was supposed to take the 6:40 flight, which we got here at 8:15. Glad I got here during daylight hours. Got on an earlier flight, but of course that flight was delayed. And it's kind of overcast. That burst of sun came out at the beginning of the video. That's the first time I saw the sun when it came out. But I got all day tomorrow. And trust me, the sun's going to be out tomorrow. You want to know why? Because if it doesn't come out, you know what's going to happen to the sun? The Joel Frazier, Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson. Yeah, the sun's going to have a black eye. You watch it. You'll notice because you'll see the sun. When you wake up tomorrow, the sun looks like it's been beaten up. This is frustrating. That horse doesn't say the cat in the white, he gave me permission to get up here. You always got to ask for permission, especially if I'm with my wife. That's why I'm not zooming in. Now, I don't have kids, because I still act like a kid. But if I had kids, and you can take a picture of my kid, you better get my permission. Or my lady's permission. I hope you silly. But I'm not zooming in. They may be done. Although with me and the gal here, practicing. And let's wait and see what happens. And then I do want to see some more of this here island. It's going here for like 24 hours. Here we go, come on. Yeah, and over here you get the long jump. There's really not much going on. Gal is stretching right here. There's supposed to be, actually I talked to a cat from in the gym. Played at Middle Tennessee State. He had an athletic scholarship. Ask me, I always ask this every place I go. What's the most popular sport among the boys and the girls? Sometimes I figure out myself, but because I'm on here for 24 hours, I ask. It's basically basketball 1 and football 2. But in terms of success of the athletes, as you can be more successful in individual sports, I guess the athletic program and the swimming program among the boys and the girls. Maybe that has the numbers, doesn't have the numbers of basketball and football in terms of popularity among the youth, but they've been pretty successful in terms of the grief that I talked about, competition that they participate in. Wait a little bit, wait, let's catch up. Did you just hear the chicken? That's a Caribbean thing. Having some chicken and then hearing that chicken. I thought it was a 100-yard dash. Here we go. I think she's fixing to run. Here. That's going to be the last one. Yeah, as if he was doing the hurdles. No, I never did. What's the sports? What sports did you do? Thank you for the transition. I was a 3-star varsity letterman my last year, my 5th year high school. I would hope so. It took me 5 years. Fall, cross country varsity. Winter, ice hockey. Sport organization, not tolerate. Spring, I did track. I'll explain in a second. She's not a cat, she's a girl. So I'm going to call her a girl. You thought I was going to call her something else. No, it's a PG rating. And in the summer, I did American baseball. So all the women, young lady, I did the long jump. And the 4x400. The 4x100. What else? Oh, I'm getting old. I'm even forgetting the long jump. 4x400. I was 6th in New England in that, but I wasn't going against the brothers. You know what I'm talking about. And then I did the 4x100. Well, I did the 400 by myself. Here we go. She's just practicing her start. Notice that she got the starting blocks there. She's practicing the starting blocks. Like cats, cool down, run down. Boys and girls, enjoy this year because then I gotta go to school. Yeah, so I did my best. Was 6th in all the way my senior year. But again, this is not public school. Go again. Boys and girls, I'm not quite sure what they're doing. I think they may be adjusting or practicing. Hope you enjoyed the show. And trust me, there's more for me to see and more I shall show you as I go about this night. Don't wait for it. Come on, hold on. They look. Here we go. Bye-bye. still missing, boys and girls. Whoa, nearly almost took a head of there. I had to find my glasses. I'm getting old. I forget shit. Boys and girls, that's the end of this here show. Aloha, boys and girls. Good evening. It's Mr. Sports Travel here in the Cayman Islands. We got the women's national team. We talk about practice. It is a Wednesday, 25 February 2026. Do not despair. There's some wind, very light, and this is my real hair. And my face, it's a little dry and kind of a disgrace, but that's okay. I'll clean up later. Right now we gotta watch some practice. So the youngest lady out here is a woman, young woman. I talked to the coach, Michael, played at King University, D2 scholarship in Tennessee, Bristol, Tennessee. 16 years old, the oldest is 32. Now, next week is the CONCACAF Women's W Championship. I will be in Oceania. Holy cow, mistress. Yeah, I get around, Scooter. You got the goalies practicing here with the coaches, and you got the field players practicing there. I will zoom in. I got permission to be here from Coach Michael, as long as I was being respectful. See, when you enter another country, you a guest in someone's house. Just like when you go over to someone's house, you a guest in their house. Would you like me to take my shoes off? Yes, please. It's money outside. No problem. Thanks for having me. How are you? It's good to see you. I always got to ask for permission. And because I'm so charming and handsome, even when my face is kind of a disgrace, of course I got permission. So again, Coach Michael, he's right there. I'll zoom it in. Native from the Cayman Islands. He played on the Cayman Islands national team. He got a scholarship, played D2 at King University. You got the goalies practicing here. This is, by the way, called CIFA. Charlie I, Frank Apple. I'll even go over that way so you can see the building. This is basically where all the national teams practice, even though, watch my separate video, when the sun was out, before the sun went down, I saw the National Football Stadium. So the actual match, they're going to be hosting Guatemala when I'm in Oceania on 6th of March. It'll be over where I shot the video where I was wearing the bloody red. Speaking of bloody red, I actually saw the under 20 Cayman's boys team, a men's team, lose to Turks and Caicos 2 days ago in Curacao. Yeah, I get it right. Boys and girls, how about we do a brief spin, then I'm going to zoom in, and then I'm going to try to head over to another sport facility and see what's going on there. So this is going to be a brief practice video. Here we go. First I'm going to spin, then we'll zoom in. Now you saw where I was pointing, that's the little office there. When I got here, I had been asking folks about where the main football, Americans, that would be soccer pitches are, and basketball, athletic facilities. And when I got here, there was a parent with a minor. She was in the Cayman uni, so I assume she's probably on the under 17 team. They had been practicing earlier, I'm guessing. You can see some few stands here, but not much. Probably about, maybe less than 5 to 10 minutes from the airport. This is not a very big island. Grand Cayman, that's the island that I'm on. So now I'm going to zoom in. I'll zoom in on the coach, zoom in on some of the practice, and including the goalies, and then I'm going to head over and try to watch another sport. Here we go.
As I mentioned, boys and girls, we're very close to the airport. In fact, I'm not even supposed to be here. My flight was going to leave at 6:40 from Miami and get here about 8:15ish, and it's 6:52 Boogaloo. So I was able to just fly standby. I didn't have to pay extra or anything. I'm a member of, I have a lot of frequent flyer miles, as you can imagine. So I was able to get on an earlier flight, which was delayed, but I was able to get on an earlier flight so I can get over to the National Stadium and come here. Now you see sort of the test dummy here that they're using with the goalie, probably to help with the vision. Remember, I'm not the smartest and I'm still learning football. Americans, that would be soccer. I only became a fan watching the last World Cup on TV. That's why I've done all this traveling. That's the story. I've seen all this football, 124 different countries to see a match. This is training, this don't count. To a match since the last World Cup. And one of those includes the United States. Is that something else? Because I'm the greatest of all time. Sports fan traveling. I was the greatest before the football though, because I've seen baseball all 6 continents. Like 20 plus years ago. I'm the GOAT, so I can gloat. But I know you want to see this, and I want to see this too, and then I want to go. So here we go. So boys and girls, I zoomed in on the African American skinned black person. That is the coach. That's Coach Michael. I think Michael's his first name. Had a nice conversation with him. Very kind of him to let me film the practice. Not the whole practice, only here for a little bit. Take some pictures, explain to him what I was doing. He seemed very, yeah, that's cool. And that was his assistant coach running that drill. Looks like they're fixing to do some more drills here. I'm going to hang here for a little bit, see what they do. And then I'm going to try to go over to a place called the King Sports Center. I talked to Michael. He said there might be some, well, I'm going to wait to see that I get there. I don't want to set any expectations, you know, because I don't have time to edit all these videos, you know. I have a life, as I'm Mr. Sports Traveler. So while we're waiting for the girls, it is a Wednesday, 25 February, 2026. A recap of this here trip, which by Mr. Sports Travel standards has been a short trip. I left San Diego, America's finest city, 10 February on an overnight flight to see my cousin in Miami, where I just came from today. I got cousins everywhere. Irish Catholic people, we like to, you know. So then on the 11th, I saw hoop in Nassau, the Bahamas. But wait for it, then the next day on the 12th, I saw more hoop. But before I saw that more hoop on the 12th, I saw University of Bahamas. Go football! That was 120 FIFA member countries. And Greenland's not in FIFA. Zanzibar's not in FIFA. Come on, FIFA, be more reasonable, would you please? So I've seen football in more than 100, almost 130 now. So then, from Bahamas, I flew to St. Martin. Actually, I transferred to Miami. See my cousin again, different one. And then I flew to St. Martin, half Dutch, half French. I'd been there before. I've seen baseball training there, tennis. I didn't see no football there. I'm gonna have to do that someday. Oh, wait a minute, I did. More on that in a minute. Then I flew, I went to St. Martin, I took a boat on Valentine's Day. I'll be Mrs. Sports Travel after all this travel. And I went to Anguilla, and I saw a local match there. That was on Valentine's Day. 13th was a travel day. Are you with me? Stay with me. Then the 15th, I took the boat back from Anguilla, the last boat, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. I flew to Montserrat. That's a British West Indies. You know that volcano? It blew in the 90s. Half the island is, you can't live it no more. I didn't really see no sports there. I saw a very cool little mini pitch. That's gonna be in my top 10 of picturesque pitches. Pitches. I don't know if I did do some video there. I'm in some place I don't remember. So I was in Montserrat, and then on the 17th, which was a Tuesday, I flew back to St. Martin. Man, no. Even I'm getting confused. I transferred in St. Martin, then I went to Statia. You never heard of Statia, have you? Me neither until recently. Statia. That's a Dutch territory. And yeah, I just chilled there. I didn't see no sports. I did go by the gym, but I did not go for a swim. You go in the water. Sharks in the water. Are sharks. They haven't done the drills yet. Don't worry. No, this will be interesting. So then, I took a ferry from Statia to Saba, which is the smallest island in the Caribbean that's habitable. Didn't see any sports there. And then from Saba, I flew back to St. Martin, and then I took another boat. The goat? I'm the goat. I got on another boat. I went to St. Bart's. Yeah, I didn't see no sports there. Mrs. Borstrao, sounds like you're having a vacation from your vacation. Yeah, that's every day, 24/7. So St. Bart's, had a good time there. Then I flew from St. Bart's to the Virgin Islands. Party of 4. There was only 4 people on the plane, and one of them was the pilot. And one of them was a goat. And the other 2 were they were kind of talking a lot. So then I landed in the Virgin Islands. And the next day, yeah, I saw more football, youth football. And then I took a boat to Road Town. That's in the British Virgin Islands. I know you're trying to keep up with me. It's hard. And that was on the 21st, a week after I was in Anguilla. Holy cow, yeah. And then that Sunday, the 22nd, yeah, I saw football in the British Virgin Islands. I also do tourism stuff. You know how early I get up sometimes? 4 in the morning. That used to be when I would come home 30 years ago. Nah, I stopped doing that, otherwise I'd be dead. And then on the 23rd, check that, on the 22nd in the evening, I flew from British Virgin Islands to Curacao, where I did take a bow, where I landed the second time. And I saw football. That was this Monday. Today's Wednesday. I saw football, 5 sporting events on Monday. Oh, what a Monday that was. And then yesterday I saw 2 football matches. Whew! I know, even I can't keep up with myself. Boy, this is oh, now they're doing some stuff. So we're going to see this little stuff here, boys and girls. Today's been a travel day via Curacao from connecting in Miami with my cousin, and I'm going to go over and see what else we got going on. Are you ready? Here we go. Pretty interesting drills. I'm particularly interested in the goalie drills. Like I said, I've only become a football fan since the last World Cup. That's the story here, boys and girls. I didn't play football growing up. I played American football. I played ice hockey. Organization. Yeah, that one. And I ran track and field. And mostly my favorite sport, even today, nothing will replace it. Even that players' strike in 1994, yeah, I wasn't happy about it. Baseball! Now, baseball is like church. Many attend, few understand. You follow me? Let's watch a little bit more, then I gotta go, sugar. Boys and girls, hope you enjoyed about a 20-minute video of this here practice, don't you know. I want to see other things here. It's my vacation. I do whatever I want. So therefore, this is the end of the video, don't you know.